And action.
Welcome everybody to another Grumpy Old Men with Tim Newton and
Steve Ross, thanks for showing up.
all the way from Phang in Thailand. And we do this every week. We're grumpy and debatably we're old. I mean, if you're 80...
Well, he is. I'm not yet, but...
Then we're not sort of considered old. But if you're 24, then we'd be considered ancient.
Yeah, we're boomers.
Deal with it. When I was younger, I feel like you were 30 or something. You were like, my God, how wrinkly is that?
I think I had a poster that said, never trust anyone over 30.
Yes. Yeah,
oh
here we are.
Here we are, yeah.
So you'd like to start this week, indeed we'd both like to start this week by saying farewell to one of our treasured viewers.
Yes, a man named Gordon James Gorman has lost, finally, a battle with cancer. And Gordon, I think, was a very early supporter of the show, and more than a year ago sent me a box of shirts, beautiful shirts, Pierre Cardin and Jim Thompson silk, and said, hey, I've lost weight recently and I've retired, I've stopped working. Perhaps you can use these shirts. And I have. I've worn them dozens of times on this show. And now it appears that he had lost weight and stopped working because of this battle, which makes me now rethink the shirts. I'm not wearing one today. I'm not sure whether wearing the shirts would be a tribute to James, or if it's a little creepy to wear a dead man's shirts.
No.
So you don't think?
No.
Well, I'll decide by next week. But I was very grateful to James for his support.
Gordon.
I'm sorry, Gordon James Gorman. We corresponded, never met the man, but we corresponded over the last year or so.
He sent me some shirts too, but they were sort of very casual shirts, unlike the formal attire that I'm in today.
They didn't have cats and dogs, so you won't wear them.
Fish.
Yeah.
I got fish on this one. This is
sure,
from
as one
Patrick.
does.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
And we've got some new shirts we'll be talking about next week.
Oh, right, okay.
A sponsor.
A sponsor? How about that? Yeah, we're a big deal. Yeah. It only took us, 2.5 years to get a sponsor.
They're throwing billions of baht at us to... I've had to knock back at least none sponsorship proposals.
I want a bigger trailer.
We had the Depends. They approached us.
Yes.
And I said,
Depends,
no, we don't really stand up during the show.
And Tums for the acid reflux. They've approached us. Yeah.
It's one thing about the United States is that you do have a lot of advertising for cures and medicines, which is something we never, ever had on Australia because it's illegal to advertise medical products.
Right. Yeah.
But no, you got everything, every ailment. You must sit at home going, oh, I think I've got that.
Well, that's what they want you to do, certainly.
Sure.
Having worked in the healthcare industry in the United States, going back to when I was 13 years old, off and on, we do medicine wrong in the United States.
Sure.
We just do healthcare wrong in a dozen different ways. That is one of them. I think, it's sort of in bounds to sell cosmetics that way, to tell women, you need to be more beautiful. You're not beautiful enough.
You're ugly unless you wear this.
Right. Or to tell men what would be the equivalent, not Viagra, but something, wear a Hanes shirt and she'll adore you. I think that's kind of inbounds. Let the buyer beware, but medicine's a different thing. And I think that is immoral and unethical to sell medicine the way it's sold in the United States.
You might get the impression, looking at the picture now, that I'm taller than Steve. But you'd be pushing 6 foot, and I'm nowhere near that. There you go. You're just sort of slouched on your chair.
Yeah, I'm cash.
But farewell to Gordon, who was a great supporter, and to his family and friends, our condolences. And hope everything is okay in your house.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
I'm going to show you something. Don't get too excited. And
I've seen it before.
We'll talk about this. So I had it all ready to go.
I subscribe to your OnlyFans.
It's luxury. This is a dream, isn't it? I want something for the world. An escapism.
Take Benadryl on steroids.
But one wrong move could put you in real trouble real fast. My brother was murdered. It wasn't an accident.
You're not only free to be a man, you're encouraged to do so. As long as you've got enough money, you get away with anything here.
Been in Thailand less than 24 hours and I've nearly got arrested.
If you've got enough money, you can get away with anything in Thailand. So this is a British documentary made by the BBC, Channel 4.
Documentary, yeah.
And it has stirred up a lot of opinion and feeling in Thailand, such that there's been plenty of people who weekly get on YouTube and trash the country. Everybody's leaving, but now are running to Thailand's defence for this evil documentary that's been pointing out the dark side of Thailand. Now, as many people have already said, you could make the documentary the dark side of Australia or the dark side of the United States or the dark side of France.
Sure.
And every country's got a dark side that it's very easy to bring out of the dark and into the spotlight and make people go, oh. And of course you can selectively edit things so that it can appear, oh my God, oh, that happened, really?
Yes.
And the show has been hosted by I think the British would say, a fetching young lady.
She's easy to look at.
I
give them points for talent. Yeah, she's dumb as a box of rocks. And I love them beautiful and dumb.
That's not fair because she had a lot of experience through a reality TV show.
Yeah, she's dumb as a box of rocks, but it's not a strike against her. I like that. A woman like that could take a whole lot of money away from a guy like me. Yeah, no question about it.
So, she may take you up on that. I think she's between boyfriends at the moment. I read in something.
I was heartbroken to see Lisa has a steady boyfriend. That's an aside, but I've got a huge crush on Lisa.
Well, we featured her yesterday on the Saturday program. She wore a most astonishing dress at the Emmy Awards.
Yeah.
Wow, she looked great.
Yeah. But this woman, she is easy to look at. She was hired not for her journalism skills, because she has none. The whole thing relies on anecdotal evidence. They don't quote a single statistic. They haven't gone, they talk about, well, what's crime like in Thailand? Let's check socials. Oh, look, here on TikTok, here's a woman saying her brother was murdered. Oh my gosh, it's very dangerous there.
Yes, there's a lot of this happened to my brother,
Yes.
or I have a friend who told me about their cousin.
Sorry,
Don't touch the
I
table.
kicked the table. Yeah, it's all anecdotal. There's nothing signed. There's no research done.
But it is carefully and selectively edited to make Thailand look... well, it focuses on some of the things that people living here might sort of giggle about. But for a tourist who might be new, they can be traps. And from time to time, tourists do get in trouble here.
Sure,
and
I did.
you can get yourself in a lot of trouble very quickly.
I did, yeah. My first trip here, a guy pointed a gun at my head. But yeah,
So you came all the way from the United States to have somebody point a gun at you.
Right. From New York City, I came to PHANG, little dinky town north of Chiang Rai, and disturbed a man in his sleep. And he came to the door with a gun. Boom. A little .22, a purse gun, we call them in the U.S.
He was a little .22, or the
gun.
Oh,
and
right.
the barrel clicked against the bridge of my glasses like this. Yeah, and hammer back, and I could see rounds in the cylinder. He was ready to shoot me dead, and he saw, and I happened to be naked. Read my book, and you'll know why. But yeah, first trip as a tourist, I had a gun pointed at my head. But I think, her hair was perfect in every scene. She never showed a drop of sweat, and she never wore the same outfit twice.
This wasn't the sort of guerrilla journalism that you might think, somebody walking around with their iPhone going, hey, look, this is happening.
No.
We see shots from time to time, or in some of the behind the scenes videos. I've seen the whole lot, except I've only seen one actual episode, probably the tamest episode, which was mostly featuring Phuket.
Yeah, I saw
because
that
we don't
thing.
have access to BBC here. But she had a crew of about 5 people. So somebody's writing her questions, somebody's tarting her up, somebody's doing somebody's logging things. So she had a whole crew behind her doing all the hard work, and then the people who did the really hard work were the editors, who did very selectively and craftily cut it together in such a way that it does paint a dark version of Thailand, which is what they wanted to end up with.
You know, the real dark version of Phuket, the heroes of this thing were the drivers who got them through Phuket traffic to the beaches. You want to show the dark side of Thailand, show how every tourist has to sit in a van for 3 hours from the airport to PHANG Beach. You know,
that might be an exaggeration.
Well, you spend a lot of time in traffic on Phuket.
Yes, you do.
And in Bangkok. You want to talk about, there are faults here that might impact a tourist coming here.
Oh, shush.
Yeah.
She's still going.
Now, to call this journalism, I think, is an insult to the 200 plus journalists who have died in Gaza over the last year or so. What those people are doing is the last remnants of real journalism, I think, in this world. This crap, this is YouTube content produced and distributed through the BBC rather than through YouTube. It's the same level, or even, you look at Bangkok Pat's latest video, and he talks about some very dark chapters in Bangkok history. The massacre of 76, the massacre of 73. And he manages to do it in a way that he doesn't have to be afraid of the censors here. And he actually he's researched it. He's got real figures. He interviews someone who was there. He takes his camera to the places where these things happened. Bangkok Pat is a far superior journalist to these people whose product got on BBC. If Bangkok Pat was a gorgeous, dumb blonde, we'd see Bangkok Pat on the BBC.
I think he was once.
Was he?
A gorgeous young blonde. A long time ago.
He's been reassigned.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's I watched it all the way through because she's cute. That's the only reason I watched it.
So a lot of people have been up in arms, and I'm actually speaking to one of the people who were invited, because the way that they constructed the show was they didn't sort of call up the Southeast Asian correspondent saying, hey, could you find 5 or 6 responsible people who can talk about Thailand? No, they went straight to Instagram and they found the people with the most number of followers, and they contacted them, and some of them have now said, whoa, that's really not what I was saying.
Yeah.
They cut very carefully around, they cut up my sentences to cut out all the good stuff and include the bad stuff with a bit of a cutaway in between to hide the edit. And I'm speaking to one of them this week who's particularly aggrieved by the way that he's been portrayed. And of course now he's getting a whole lot of hate from people on his Instagram page. How dare you say that about Thailand? Well, I didn't. And he wasn't allowed, of course, to have a camera going on when they were shooting. A guy from Thai PBS...
Wait. You've buried the lead. You've invited someone else on this channel?
Yes.
Check, please.
Well,
yeah, that's it. We're done.
Excuse me.
I thought we were exclusive.
I wasn't the one that booked a ticket to leave me flailing here on Sunday mornings for 3 weeks. And I wasn't the one who abandoned the program.
I didn't consult you before deciding to go visit my poor mother. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So
okay, it's on. My bad. I get it. Okay.
So I've got 4 animals now. So I'll be interviewing each of them as a fill-in.
Grumpy old man and cat.
They'll be much more interesting than my usual co-host.
Well, better groomed anyway. Yeah.
So
better fed.
Well, they'll be grooming on camera.
Yeah, I can't lick my butt on camera. I've tried. God knows I've tried. But I'm not limber that way anymore.
So hello if you're having breakfast or lunch watching this.
Benefit of yoga.
Thai PBS, they got into it, and they've written a bit of a response, an editorial. And I read from the editorial, they say the content is one-sided and the bad things are too exaggerated. Understandable comments when they've experienced the good side of Thailand firsthand. And to be fair to the BBC and the host, her name is Zara McDermott.
Of course it is.
And we'll remember her name forever. Yeah. The title already shouted Dark Side. So they actually knew the name of the program before they came to Thailand. It was called The Dark Side of Thailand.
Sure. Yeah.
So they didn't come here to eat pad thais.
To be objective.
Yeah.
They did not come to present an objective picture.
And of course, they don't have to.
No.
They're well entitled
Sure.
to make a show called The Dark Side of Thailand.
Yeah.
And if you come looking for it, you're going to find it.
Sure.
So I don't think the BBC or Zara or her production team deserve any criticism because they came to do a job and they did it.
They did. And the product is lame. And,
Well-
but, I mean, there's tons and tons of lame content out there. They're
Like
not
this.
unique in that. Right. Yeah. Now, somebody working for the BBC who's scanning content like this that's produced amateurishly and looking for stuff to put on the BBC, they would never consider us. They would look at us and say, those two old coots are lame. But we don't present this as journalism. We don't present ourselves as journalists. And I've written 5 books about Thailand. They're all about Steve Ross. There's no objectivity in any of my 5 books. I was never that kind of journalist. I think presenting it in your marketing and your introduction to each episode as journalism is where the criticism comes in. You can make any kind of show you want. It's like that Cleopatra thing that Netflix did, where they race swapped Cleopatra and had an African-American actress playing the Queen of Egypt. And that got a big firestorm of controversy. And of course, usually that's what you want. I'm sure Zara is just, and her agent and her manager and her parents are just pleased as punch that we're talking about her, that we noticed her silly little high school film project. And that's what they were aiming for, and that's what they got.
If they set out and they said, okay, let's make a show, we're going to call it The Nice Side of Thailand. Nobody would watch it.
Yeah, I would watch that. This is the nice side of Thailand. Who watches this? Yeah.
But the journalist went on, this person is a journalist, and their
This
name...
is Thai PBS?
Thai PBS, Veena Tukrache. And she went on and she talked about... It's about as good as I
It's
can
nice.
say.
Yeah, good try. Good try.
Right.
Yeah, there's no V in Thai. It'd be
And
Weena.
she, I might be a she
I think so.
picked
We.
out the things that she thinks are the dark side of Thailand as a Thai.
Okay.
So she said overrated smiles and vague language. Mm-hmm. Now, I wouldn't call that necessarily the dark side of Thailand. I'd call that just a sort of a cultural anomaly that is a little bit confusing when you first come to it. But Thai people smiling at you doesn't necessarily mean that they like you.
No, it doesn't. But if that's number 1 on her list of dark things, then there's not a lot of darkness. If you want to start, the dark side of Iowa City, Iowa, you might start with, police overreach of their duties. You might start with something truly dark. This is a social convention that sometimes leaves us confused. That's it. That's the dark side.
Everyone's heard it's a sign of friendly, happy-go-lucky people, but a local knows it's a universal response to every conceivable social situation,
Yes.
from a polite hello to a deeply uncomfortable, I've just seen you crash your motorbike into a noodle cart and I don't know what to do. And that is something that is real. You
Sure.
go to a crash scene and the Thais might be standing around
Laughing.
laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you sort of go, what is wrong with
sure.
these people?
Yeah, they greet everything with smiles and laughters. The more nervous they are, the more they laugh. Yeah, laughter in any case is a release of tension. A comedian's his first job is to make you uncomfortable, because then you'll laugh. If he can make you tense and anxious, he'll make you laugh. And so their reaction to any kind of tension or anxiety is to laugh. Yeah. And that can really, if you're the one laying there with a broken leg and 15 strangers are laughing at you, that can really piss you off.
The next one, the really dark side of daily life.
Bum, bum, bum.
You don't need to explore life after dark in soy, cowboy or patpong to find a truly miserable time. The daytime misery starts right on the footpath. Trying to walk along a Bangkok street, you've never been there, is like being on a trail race with a trail that sometimes vanishes altogether.
Yeah, oh God, yes.
Again, the what do you call them in America? We call
sidewalk.
them footpaths.
Yeah, sidewalk, footpaths.
Because Americans don't understand what the word is, so they have to actually physically describe where it is. It's on the side and you walk on it. It's a sidewalk.
I don't know why you felt you had to take a shot at the United States with this, but yes, the shameful state of repair, not only of the footpaths, but they'll hang an awning in the front of their shop with the pipe that holds the awning down right at eye level. Right? So if you're not paying attention, man, you will lose an eye. So that, the open sewer gratings, the broken paving stones, you have to be very, very careful walking down, just walking down a sidewalk here.
Well, I have to say that the sidewalks in Thailand are very good.
Relatively speaking.
And so are the footpaths.
I still wear Crocs. I have to cover my toes because, man, I will trip over. You know those...
Can I say that you should be wearing... You've taken your Crocs off and you are barefoot as we speak.
Yes, well, wearing Crocs is only one step removed from barefoot.
Yes.
But I have to cover my toes. You know those metal motorcycle ramps that they'll put in front of a store? Because at night, everybody puts their motorcycle inside, right? So they have these mobile metal ramps. They're just a triangle, a wedge.
Yes.
And they put it against the front step. Well, they're made mobile, so you can pick it up, get it out of the way during the day.
But they don't.
They don't. So if you're walking along and you're looking, oh, look at this beautiful exotic country. Aren't the people lovely? Isn't the weather brutally hot? And aren't I brutally sticky and uncomfortable? Bang! And you'll break a toe. So I always cover my toes. I wear Crocs. I don't, fashion be damned. I wear Crocs.
Fashion be damned.
Arr! Yeah.
Do you want to stand up?
No. Why?
I just think it'd be fun to see your pants.
Really?
Sure.
It's that big a deal?
Sure. Here we go. Stand back a bit. There you go. Look at... They're magnificent.
Aren't they? Mm. Yeah, nobody will ever hit me in the street because they didn't see me coming.
Sure.
OSHA orange.
So there's plenty of things you can sort of pick, I find most of them endearing. About the motorcycle, putting your motorcycle inside, you used to do that.
Yes.
And you do it with your three-wheeler.
Yes.
If you left it outside, do you think anybody's going to take it?
I know about 2 years ago, some kid stole a motorcycle, and for 2 weeks, it's all anybody could talk about. Would they take it from my house?
They had a town meeting to discuss the stolen motorbike.
Oh, the state of things in Taiwan today. What's become of our town?
Yes.
It used to be so safe.
Young people used to be so nice.
Yes. Now Chamnan cautions me all the time that I leave my doors open. I'll walk down to the beach and pick up trash on the beach in front of my house and leave the front door open at my house. And he thinks that's terribly reckless. I figure I don't have anything to steal except 50,000 used cigarette lighters. And
a couple of half-finished turtles.
But he is my go-to source on all things Taiwan. And yes, he cautions me to be more careful. As far as stealing a motorcycle, I don't know. I honestly don't know what is there a local fence that you could sell this to? I suppose there must be. But I have never felt in any way, I am more lax about locking my door here than I was in Iowa City, Iowa, in a nice little residential, upscale, upper middle class neighborhood in Iowa City. I was very careful about locking my doors all the time. We had two bicycles, very expensive bicycles, stolen from our garage because these guys came, these laborers, to rebuild a stone wall around the property. And these are guys who get paid to lift rocks. They're not like successful guys. And they cased the house, they saw these 2 bicycles in the garage, and the day they finished the wall, that night, they came back and stole 2 bicycles. That's in Iowa City, Iowa. I've never had anything stolen here on Turtle Beach. So, yeah, go figure. That's the dark side of Iowa City, Iowa.
Maybe the BBC could get inspiration from that suggestion, and they're racing to Iowa City. Is Iowa City the capital?
No, Des Moines is the capital.
I wouldn't know.
Des Moines is French for no dope. You fly into Cedar Rapids, and then it's a half-hour taxi to Iowa City.
Right. Iowa
you for your interest.
Is the largest city, but it's not the capital.
No, it's not the largest, and it's
I'm not
not the
doing
capital.
well here.
It's simply the home of the University of Iowa, which
Okay.
is the biggest, most important institution in the state. So Iowa City gets a lot of attention because of academia, because of its role. The hospital I worked in is one of the 10 biggest hospitals in the United States, and the writing program is the best in the United States. We do fairly well most years at college football, but yeah, we get a lot of attention just because of the University of Iowa.
The capital of Australia is...
Canberra.
Oh, I think I've asked you
And it's
that
not
before.
Canberra, it's Canberra.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not Sydney. A lot of people think. Another one that
but-
they mentioned is the Great Thai Foodie Delusion. This is interesting. The writer says the authentic taste is a myth. The biggest and most maddening deception is that many of our beloved street food stalls have no idea what they're actually making anymore. The real dark side of Thai food isn't a lack of hygiene, it's the unnecessary and often bizarre sweetness that's crept into every dish, from stir-fried noodles to green curry. Question, is there too much sugar in Thai food in 2025?
In the Thai food I eat, yes, certainly. Yeah, I think she's right. Salt and sugar.
And MSG.
And MSG, I suppose. I can't taste that, but I'm sure it's there. I'm not one of those who gets a headache from MSG, so I might be eating it 3 times a day.
That is a little bit of a myth.
Certainly, okay, so certainly sugar and salt are very, very present. It is not unusual. The shelf at the Lotus that carries sugar is bigger than the coffee shelf by a mile. There are people leaving the Lotus in that uniform of an apron and a hairnet. They're streets, and they're leaving with 5 1-pound bags of sugar. That's all. They've come to the Lotus just to buy sugar.
I should ask the chefs at our various eateries in the area, maybe I should say to them, could I have my Thai food without sugar this time, and see how different it tastes?
Yeah, and if they'll do it, if they can do it. We have one place in town that's famous for, one woman who's famous for her fruit shakes. And she's got the stall right in front of the Puyai Ban's house, and I think she's a sister-in-law of the Puyai Ban. And that might be why everybody goes there for her fruit shakes, because they want to suck up to this family. But
It's one of the street vendors.
Yes, yeah. Up here,
Unaware of her.
they're right next to the Bangkok Bank. She's right next door to the Bangkok Bank. And his house, if you look inside his house, he's got generational photos going back 5 generations.
There's a Puyai Ban who lives around the corner from me.
No. That's
Puyai
a different
Ban.
Muban, yeah.
Okay.
We're Muban 9. We're
Right.
the 9th village. That's
Mu Gao.
Puyai Bao. Puyai Bao. He's Mu 9. This is Mu 4. So this is the Puyai Ban for Mu 4. And he's got 5 generations of ancestor photos in this front room that nobody in the family knows who the oldest photos are. They can't name them, but they would never dare take them down. Those are ancestors.
Sure.
But yeah, she won't. My point is, it's a Sunday. Look at all the bicyclists.
Cyclists, they've all been to Chip Fair Lele.
And, yes, and this...
They came thinking, it's Sunday morning, we're to go down and annoy Tim and Steve doing their program.
Wrong coffee shop.
They don't know where we are.
We are at Bun, by the way.
Didn't we say that at the
No,
start?
I don't think so.
I had it on my list. Make sure you mention Bun.
Yeah.
We're at Bun
Yeah.
with fake sound effects in the backyard.
Yeah, the birds, they play recorded bird song at the big swiftlet barns where they keep these domesticated swiftlets to make the bird's nest soup. And they attract the birds by playing recorded bird song. And in the mornings and the evenings in this neighborhood, you'll hear it a lot.
I used to like bird nest soup until I found out how they made it. Now, I don't want to go anywhere near it.
But Bun, you see that beautiful bike rack that they must have paid tens of thousands of baht for. They're hoping to catch some of that Sunday morning traffic, bicycle traffic, but they're not on the beach.
Cyclists can't read. None of them have English comprehension, so
Perhaps
they
not.
just drive straight past.
But there's certainly, if they've driven a bicycle all the way from the Saracen Bridge to here, they're not going to stop a kilometer before the beach to have their coffee and cake.
Very good point.
Yeah, they're going to keep going to the beach and have their coffee. So I think that's a very hopeful gesture, that bicycle rack, but I don't think it's going to be. Anyway, this lady who makes the fruit shakes is really angry at me because I want a coconut fruit shake with no sugar. And she'll make me any kind of fruit shake I want. Banana, she'll make me apple without adding sugar. But she's really adamant that you need to put sugar in a coconut fruit shake. And I don't know, I guess a young coconut is bitter in some way. But that really, it's an offense. You see in her face, she's like, this Pharang, why won't he do what I tell him to do? And
Steve, everybody says that to you.
I guess so. Yeah, that's probably correct. Yes.
Hello, Mrs. Ross. So,
Hey, Mom.
so this is next to the Bangkok Bank.
Yes.
Okay,
This
all right.
side.
All right.
And it's a
I'm gonna go and
it's
check
not
it
a
out.
cart. It's a kiosk.
All right.
Outside a house with an expandable metal gate, a
Right.
3-story shop house.
I'm going to say,
And while-
Steve said to ask you
Yes.
no sugar.
Yeah, lung tip. And if while she's making your drink, you just step up to that grate and look inside that shop house, it's amazing. It's history. It's of Thai Muang, just like beautiful old wooden furniture.
You're very excited.
And I want to be invited inside so bad and have someone tell me what each of these things represents. But at any rate, she doesn't want to make a coconut fruit shake without sugar in it.
And if you go into a 7-Eleven, a modern 7-Eleven, just walk up and down the aisles and try and find things without sugar in them.
The laundry detergent has sugar in it.
Yes.
Everything.
Cat and dog food.
Yeah.
My animal's got dreadful teeth. All right, let's get into, we've got a book and we've also got Narelle's book.
Yes.
I also need to thank White Labs, who, apart from your usual arrangement, they did send me some Tim Tams this week.
They certainly did.
Thank you very
Packages.
Yes.
2 packages because I'm avoiding sugar. But yes, here we are complaining about all the sugar, and we're thanking White Labs for the Tim Tam.
Tim Tams don't have sugar in them. There's no sugar in a Tim Tam.
I should have kept the pack.
It's got chocolate, but no sugar.
All right, our book this week is a special book. It's special to me. It's called Last Orders. It was put together to commemorate the life of a man named Colin Pipprell, who was my mentor as a writer, who taught me how to write for magazines and newspapers. He was a real sweetheart of a guy. He was in Thailand for 40-something years. He died about 3 years ago, and his friends...
29th of June, 2022, actually, Steve.
Oh, wow. You knew Colin.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I'm reading about him now.
And he had a lot of friends who write, and we put together, I contributed a story. And I went to the launch. I actually went up to Bangkok. I never go to Bangkok. And I went for the launch of this book. And it was a very moving experience for me because all these people got up to talk. And they talked about going on dive trips with Colin and yacht trips with Colin and meeting Colin downtown for drinks and all this stuff. And I realized in that meeting that he and I were colleagues and we were never friends. We never socialized together. I don't drink, so we never went out to a bar together. I don't go near the ocean, so I never went diving with him. I never went on a yacht charter with him. our relationship was exclusive to the world of letters.
He was Canadian.
He was Canadian, yes. And really just a kind of a Hemingway-esque character, which I think he cultivated. He liked being compared to Papa. And I love the man, but it didn't occur to me. I'd known him for 30-some years, and it didn't occur to me that our relationship was exclusive to work, exclusive to journalism. And that just, it hit me like between the eyes, like a brick. Holy cow. I had misjudged this relationship, or I had missed an opportunity to have a friendship with this man. So anyway, the book is available. Go on Amazon and if you want, order it. If you knew Colin, you know his books, Kicking Dogs, one of the very first crime novels set in Bangkok. Kicking Dogs, a very funny, wonderful book. Bangkok Nights with a K, which is not a lot of that stuff, that glorifying the sexpat stuff hasn't aged terribly well, but his writing humor, he was very, very good at it. So last orders about tributes from Colin Pipperl's friends to Colin. I just wanted to show that off. I thought it was a very sweet gesture by his friends. All right.
Here we go.
You ready?
Yes.
Narelle's notebook. We're going to start with Steve got it wrong. Way wrong.
What?
Oh, my haters are going to love this. So,
Cue up.
Excuse me, I'm going to be pinching my nose a lot.
Because of your eustachian
My eustachian
tubes.
tube dysfunction this morning is just off the charts. So you don't have to comment on it. Why is Steve pinching his nose? It's called the Valsalva maneuver. You can look it up if you want. It'll readjust my valve until I speak again, and then...
You just
anyway.
readjust your valves in your own time, in your own place.
That's much better. So last week I had mentioned, and I've
2
mentioned
minutes,
it before,
remember?
2 minutes, that I only know one lullaby that I heard my ex sing to our children often. And it is called, Hey Kid, You Have 10 Duties. And it's about the 10 duties every Thai child is born with. And I said, look, what this tells us about this culture is that duty and responsibility to society are taught from the cradle. And I sang a few bars of it, and people contacted me, particularly Roy Bott, and said, yeah, no, that's not really a lullaby. So it is a song that was created by the government. You remember you used to have to play a song after a coup. The general who led the coup wrote a song.
Bringing the happiness back to Thailand.
Yes, and you were required to play that.
Every
right?
hour on radio.
And now we look at that as sort of like Banana Republic dictatorship.
But it was a very sweet song.
Yes, and it's kind of very Thai-style dictatorship, or we would probably, somebody online would call it mind control. They're brainwashing the population. All right, so in the 60s, we've talked before about how this is actually a federation of previously independent kingdoms. The Lanna Kingdom, Isan used to be part of Khmer. All of that stuff down in the south, they're blowing up schools and bus stops because they don't want to be part of Thailand. So since the 1932 revolution, the government has had a very conscious effort to create a homogeneity, a Thai identity that will help tie together all of these disparate dialects and customs and peoples.
Even though it shares borders with 4 other countries,
right,
and it's almost impossible.
Very porous borders with people going back and forth, making babies in both directions. So everybody here is related to the people they're throwing rocks at. But yes, there has been this concerted effort by successive governments since the 1930s.
Are we over the 2 minutes
In
yet?
the 1960s, they had a thing called the National Development Era. The government of Prime Minister Kitty something. Anyway.
They all sound the same.
Yeah. And he was only Prime Minister for 11 minutes, but he launched this thing, which is still going on. We are currently in phase 4 of the Thailand National Development Era. So part of the first phase of National Thailand Development Era was the creation of this song and making it mandatory for every school child to begin every day singing this song about your responsibilities to Thai society. So I got that. I thought it was this sweet, innocent lullaby that would tell us something about the psyche of the average Thai.
It's how it's delivered, though. You see?
It's telling us the psyche of the totalitarian fashion, the people in power in the early 1960s. If I may, I would like to quickly read these 10 duties, because this is what the government thought everybody. Do you mind? Can I read them? I'll read them quickly.
Well, I'll look bad if I say no, so I
Yes,
better
you
say,
will.
I'll say yes.
You'll look worse if you say no.
Yes.
So, the 10 duties, number 1, respect religion. And to their credit, they don't say respect the Buddha, just religion. They use sasana, the word for religion in general. So this is
I've
like,
failed already.
if you've ever been a Boy Scout, the Boy Scout oath, a Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
I was a Boy Scout for 4 years and I never said that. I never learned
Well,
that.
I'm sure it's different. I'm sure Thai Boy Scouts don't say it either, or Saudi Arabian Boy Scouts don't say it either. But this is much like that. A list. Ours ends with reverent. Theirs begins with reverent. And to their credit, it's not respect Buddhism.
Number
It is-
2.
Number 2, respect traditions. Papeni, respect traditions. Okay, but the traditions are different in South Thailand than they are in Isan. So what they're saying is respect the traditions of Central Thailand, right? Bangkok Thai. Bangkok wants to control the whole nation. Number 3, believe your parents and your teachers. Believe what they tell you. Whoops, sorry. Which contradicts. The Buddha says specifically, don't believe anybody. Only trust your 5 senses. Number 4, speak gently and politely. Steve. So they do. 5, be grateful. Be grateful.
I'm all for that one.
To whom? To whom? To the elites who provide everything for you. Number 6, love your work. Oh, now we're starting to get into some real juicy stuff. Number 7, study something until you're an expert at it.
Sticking cigarette lighters onto a turtle, for
Yeah,
example.
study something until you're an. That's a wonderful one.
Yes.
Number 8, save money. Okay. Number 9, be honest. And then they because the author of this had more stuff, but he wanted to keep it to 10.
Can I suggest that these 10 rules are much better than the, dare I say, more popular 10 rules imposed by some religions? These are much more useful.
Well, I think, yes, they're more practical. If you are not somebody who covets your neighbor's
Do you want to
wife.
close your legs a little bit, sort of fondling my knee underneath the table?
Number 8, save money. Number 9, be honest. Be brave in sportsmanship. And
Sportsmanship?
to suit the era of national development. And number 10, make yourself useful.
Oh, yes. Isn't that about the best rule you could suggest to your kids? Be useful.
And the last stanza is, children of the national development era will be children who bring prosperity to the nation. So I was singing, my ex was singing to our children a propaganda song. I don't know what you would call that. An advertisement for a strong central authority. I don't know what you would call that, but it certainly wasn't a lullaby. And it used to be required in schools for students to begin their day by singing that song. So Steve got that wrong, way wrong. And I've had it wrong in my head for 30 some years. So there you go.
I went to school during a time where the morning 8 a.m. school ritual changed. When I was very young, we'd stand in the quadrangle and we would sing God Save the Queen. And then as I got older, we had a new government come in and they changed the national anthem in Australia to Advance Australia Fair, which has got some very odd lyrics. But so we actually changed our national song. The flag's still the same, and we'd still raise the flag and sort of feel all patriotic, but the song changed.
No.
And we still sing as our national anthem of Advance Australia Fair.
You want to hear something I just learned apropos of flags? They won't fly the American flag at Disneyland or Disney World. They fly fake American flags that have 49 stars and 12 stripes. Because when an order comes down, which happens every other day now, to fly the flags at half-mast, Disneyland doesn't want to do that. That's a downer. They don't want anybody to come be depressed at Disneyland, so they don't fly the American flag anywhere at any Disney property. Not on the cruise ships, not in the theme parks.
Now, why
they fly
hasn't somebody
prop flags?
Why hasn't somebody had put their hands on their hips and gone
Well,
Disney on that one?
somebody did. I watched a video on YouTube of somebody, a Canadian, oddly, not an American, but a Canadian. But yeah, that I had never thought of that. Of course, they don't want to lower the flags at
So
Disneyland.
it looks like the American flag, but
Yes,
it's not.
It's a prop. It's a prop.
Almost
Yeah.
sort of Machiavellian.
Yes. And this is just an aside at Disneyland in California, because so many people want their ashes scattered at Disneyland, relatives are bringing urns and thermoses and plastic baggies of human ashes and scattering them at various spots. And they've got a whole crew at the Los Angeles Disneyland that goes around with vacuum cleaners, and it's called a white powder alert, white powder alert. And they'll get a call from Goofy down on the main street, and they'll come and they'll vacuum up these human ashes off the street. There's a whole crew dedicated just to collecting human ashes at Disneyland.
I've been to both Disneyland and Disney World. Have you?
Disney, yes, actually, yes, I have,
Okay.
yeah.
In 1983. So I think Disney World was pretty new then, down in Orlando, Florida.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
We're at 46 minutes. I got a whole page of shit to get through here.
All right, okay.
All right, we're going to get off flags. All right. So I didn't get this wrong. I asked a question. How do you call the airplane that Toxin flies around in? And
GT 7500 or something?
It is, because it's a French-Canadian company that makes it, it is typically pronounced Bombardier, not Bombardier. I had only seen it in print, and I was pronouncing it Bombardier.
Yeah, Bombardier.
Yeah, it is Bombardier.
Yes.
The French, Bombardier, with an
Yeah,
accent
it's a
on
Canadian aircraft company.
the A.
Oh,
I want to add a segment. To this show. TIT, this is Thailand.
Right.
If you remember Bernard Trink, that hack, he coined this phrase, I suppose, TIT, and it's just what I
you
just
think so?
no, probably not.
Right.
But he popularized this phrase.
Okay.
And just whenever we see something that's just typical of Thailand, without a point to make,
Yes.
just typical to Thailand, and I'm not throwing rocks at anybody here, but I watched a video where a guy up in Pattaya, he does reviews of restaurants and things, and he did a review of this, it's not a massage parlor, but it's a brothel, all right? It's a brothel. And he begins his thing with saying, "Don't worry, guys. I know you can see its windows all the way around this lobby, but the windows are tinted. Nobody will see you when you're in here." How many other products, how many other places can you launch a video by saying to your target demographic, I know you're ashamed to use this product. You don't want anybody seeing you patronizing this business, but I'm going to tell you how great it is and how much it costs and what the VAT is and how to get the best deal and all this kind of stuff. But you preface it by saying, I know you're ashamed. I mean, we advertise disposable catheters on TV. We advertise feminine hygiene products on TV. We're not embarrassed about any of that. We are not embarrassed to be smokers. We're not embarrassed to be drinkers. But he begins that with no sense of irony with no sense of self-awareness at how odd and strange this is. Only in Thailand, I think. Only in Thailand. And it's what Bernard Trink did for 40 years in the newspaper. He pimped all the brothels and all the massage parlors absolutely with a straight face, without any realization of how weird and unique that really is. So TIT.
Now we've got YouTube.
Now we've got
Doing
YouTube.
it
Anybody can do it.
Hours and hours and hours of content about Pattaya.
Yes. I'm going to skip that one.
Good.
Are E-trikes a menace on the road? See? I drive one. I've given up my motorcycle. I love this thing. I absolutely adore this thing. So why do you think it's a menace?
Well, okay, I don't necessarily think they're such a menace. However, they do go slower than the rest of the traffic, yet they insist on using the road rather than the footpath. They should not be allowed on the road because they're not registered vehicles. So in fact, you are riding an illegal vehicle and I'm going to have you sent to jail.
No, I ride my bicycle on the road. It's not registered with anybody.
Well, that's an interesting point.
And if you ride any vehicle on the footpath, you're putting pedestrians at risk. I don't think that's the solution.
So I think they should be required to go at least 100 kilometres an hour.
There's an old lady here. There's about 6 or 7 of them here. I'm one. I'm the only one.
Sure.
There's an old lady here. I don't know what she's done. Her son-in-law has souped this thing up for her. That old lady just flies, and she takes the middle of the lane. I move out of the way. When I see a car behind me in my mirror, I'll just pull over because you're only going, mine goes...
about 20?
I'll go about 20 to 30 kilometers an hour.
Kilometers an hour.
And I'll just move out of the way. I'm never in a hurry. But they're just wonderful. You can tip them over. They don't like to do a U-turn. These things do not want to do a sharp U-turn.
Not when you're doing 100 kilometres an hour.
Not when you're doing 3 kilometers an hour. They are just built in such a way that as soon as you turn that yoke, if you turn it too sharp, you will go ass over teacup.
So my problem isn't so much that they're on the road. My problem with them is that you automatically make up your mind about the sort of people that drive them. That you think they're old, incapable of driving a car or a motorbike.
Yes, to all of that.
Usually senile.
Yes.
And so that's my problem with them. I don't want to ride one of them because I think people will look at me thinking you're a silly, useless old person.
Yes, I think probably they do. They all smile and laugh.
They watch my program each day and think that.
Yeah,
if I get into a three-wheeler, it'll be worse.
Well, I think...
Are they all electric?
I don't know. Mine is.
Yes.
There are people driving here 4-wheel ATVs that are diesel, I suppose, or at least gasoline powered.
Gas, yeah.
But I don't think I've seen something with 3 wheels that wasn't electric here.
So, go on.
I think it works very well here because we have very wide, very well maintained, and virtually empty streets most of the time.
Yes.
Yes.
And flat.
And flat. And it works here where everything's condensed. It's a tiny little town. I can get from my house to anywhere I need to go on this little electric
in 5
scooter.
Minutes.
Yes. So I think it works here. I would not try to drive it in Bangkok.
Oh.
Roy Bot down in Hua Hin rails against them, I suppose, in Songkhla. Not Hua Hin, he's in Hat Yai Songkhla. And it's a big enough town, an industrialized enough town, that he thinks they are a danger on the road.
I think they're very cheap too. I mean,
Yes,
if you're going to
30,000
buy a new motorbike, you're going to be out minimum 50,000 for a new iClick or a Zoomer like I've got. I've actually got one of each. But they're about, what, 25, 30?
30. That's the PHANG price here, 30. And I will say they do have drawbacks. One being that after about 1.5 years, mine is falling apart.
In what way is it falling apart? Have you not
all the joints, all the joints. The thing rattles and shakes.
Have you not been maintaining it?
Well, as much as you can.
Screwdriver and a spanner?
I take it every 3 months to the guy who sold it to me, and he tightens everything up. But it's just very cheaply made. You ride on it, you feel it's very cheaply made. And I paid 30,000 baht, which I'm sure is the PHANG price. even if you pay 20,000, say the Thai price is 20,000, like you say, a brand new click will cost you 50, and that sucker will last you 25, 30 years.
Yes.
Yes, these little motorcycles, man,
Well,
they
they're
last
sort of
forever.
new, as in because they're electrically powered, and they obviously come out of China,
Yeah.
and they must mass produce them. Oh, well, we're going to see more of them, but I'll stick to my motorbike as long as I can.
Yeah, see, I'm terrible. I don't want to drive anything. I'm a terrible driver. I always have been a terrible driver. I have very little attention span, and I just don't see things. I run into shit because I'm just not paying attention. And that is a failing of mine, and I know it, and so I adjust for it by never, ever getting behind the wheel of a vehicle. But this
Except you
thing-
get on this three-wheeler and
Yeah.
just meander all over the road,
Not all the-
terrifying the traffic and the locals, chasing the soy dogs.
Oh, the soy dogs don't know what to make of it. They like kind of like, what should I chase?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Should I chase that?
Well,
What's that guy doing?
there's no use that they could walk and keep up with you. They
Yeah.
don't have to
Yeah.
chase you. They
Yeah.
just walk along beside you
Right.
and bite.
Oh, and it has no pickup. Up here at the four-way intersection without a light or a sign, it's kind of chaos, and you have to be ready to jump. You have to be ready to take your window of opportunity, and I'll twist that throttle, and nothing will happen. And then you'll feel kind of a and
good
it'll-
luck to you.
it'll start rolling along.
Sure.
And by then, the bus is on top of you. So it has drawbacks, but certainly just on the beach road, just to go down by your end of the beach to get a slushie, a fruit shake, and come back to my house, oh, it's a joy. It is literally a joy to
Wind
drive
through
that
your
thing.
hair.
Yes, exactly. Jealous much?
One more.
One more. Okay, that's great. I got one more. I want to recommend a YouTube channel that I've just discovered.
Thank you.
Thai for Beginners, it is called. It is a young, absolutely gorgeous Thai woman who has a very good command of American English.
A very good pair.
No. I don't know her figure. She sits behind a desk and teaches. She is a professional teacher who just happens to be just like cover of a magazine gorgeous. And she's a really good teacher, and she picks her lessons well. She presents them well. They're useful phrases, and she's super easy to look at, and her videos are only 6 or 7 minutes long. It's called Thai for Beginners. It's about 6 months old, and I'm enjoying that, and I am learning.
Is it YouTube or Instagram or?
I only have YouTube, so it
Okay.
must be YouTube. I don't look at it. I am absolutely unaware of any social media. Facebook, which I only got on to spy on my kids in 2014, and both of them have left Facebook.
Well,
I'm
Facebook and
still stuck
Instagram
there.
are interchangeable. They're
Are they?
same.
Okay.
Same company.
So I do Facebook and I do YouTube, and that's it. But yeah, I recommend that highly. Thai for Beginners. I don't know her name. She never says her name, which may be for an attractive female YouTuber.
So you
That-
can speak Thai, but you watch it anyway.
I don't speak a lot of Thai. What I speak is my tones are impeccable, and I have a very thick Southern accent. In Thai, I sound like Jethro Bodine from the Beverly
From
Hillbillies.
Iowa.
From the Beverly Hillbillies. I talk like a hillbilly in Thai, but what I know I pronounce very well, but I don't know a whole lot. I've forgotten in 30 years most of the Thai I knew.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
You-
God, yes.
You do speak it every day because you've got Chum Nan.
Yes, we say the same things to each other every single day, which is how I get my accent down for those few things that I do say. But this woman, I think, is very, very, if you're trying to learn Thai and you're a cis hetero male like me who likes petite brunettes, boy, this is for you, dude.
And with that, speaking of YouTube, you can look at the description. Wow, that is a great read, including access and a click through to Steve's book sales.
Thank you. Yes. On Amazon, Steve Ross, 5 books about Thailand.
A link in the description,
Yeah.
and also buy me a coffee And what else is there?
Beach House, Thailand.
Beach House, Thailand.
Yeah, great places to stay.
A bit quiet at the moment, so booking would be nice.
Probably get a deal.
But, well, don't get too excited.
Just mention Steve Ross sent you.
December, January, February, March, 85, 90% booked out. So bad luck if you want to come here during the high season. Thank you very much, Steve. When are you off?
Thank you.
Besides
I
every
fly
week.
out October 27th. I will fly out.
October 27th.
Come back November 15th.
So you won't be here for 3 shows.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've got to find fill-ins.
We could do it Zoom. We could do it Zoom from Iowa.
It will not work on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably not.
It will,
Yeah.
it's timing.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.